Hey everybody! Oh my goodness, you guys, I am Lachelle Mimi. I have my friend Kimberly Olson here, and we have a really fun announcement that we are going to be making in our conversation today. I could not wait to come here live, and everybody in my network is invited to this. So, you guys inside of the Better Club community, hello, you guys inside of the Better
Woo!
Club YouTube channel, we want to say a shout out to you guys, and then everybody that's in my personal timeline network. Like, I can't wait to introduce you to this crazy world that I'm involved in. Many of you guys know that I wear a lot of hats, right? I wear a lot of hats. I work in the hospital doing anesthesia. I'm thankfully home right now today that I get a chance to participate in this conversation. And I also am super, super passionate about helping women who feel stuck in their business really come up with those root causes that are keeping you stuck so that we can get you into forward motion in this amazing space of clarity and confidence. And Kimberly has been somebody that I have used on my journey to help me get there. So one of the things that I'm passionate about, you guys, is taking you along on my journey. And I might be just one or two steps ahead, and I want to show you how I did it. And Kimberly, you've been a huge part in that. So I just want to welcome you to my community here, sis.
Thank you so much. What an honor. I'm so excited just to get time with you. You know that I adore you.
Same. And you guys, I just want Kimberly to take a moment and give us in the community who aren't familiar with who she is a little bit of background as far as what is the Gold Digger Girl community about. Who is Kimberly Olson? Give us a snapshot of the level of just excitement and purpose that you guys are creating.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually got into the online marketing space in 2011. Many failed attempts. I had two babies in that time since then. So I just put all my dreams on a shelf, was really immersed in them and working a corporate job. And so I had that, the nagging, like the longing, it like keeps you up late at night. I was like, you want to be an entrepreneur. Like you want to quit your job. You want to be home with your baby. So I got into network marketing in 2017.
Mhm.
That was like my entry point into like
Yeah.
really digging into social media.
Yeah.
And I realized quickly I was not the, hey girl kind of style. I did not want to cold message and I didn't want to travel. I wanted to find a way to do it on my phone and I didn't have a social presence. So I started learning about engagement and creating content, what you teach. How do you find like your niche and your avatar and like building your online tribe?
Yeah.
And I'm a quick study. I'm one to take action before I'm ready. And so I jumped in and, started building and
Mhm.
people were really responding and they started asking me like, will you teach me? Will you show me how you built your
Yeah.
Facebook group? Will you show me how you got your Instagram going? And I was like, yeah, sure. But I also was, I have a business background, so I charged for it. So I launched my brand, The Gold Digger Girl, 4 years ago.
Mhm.
In 4 years, we've built it to over $5 million. And so that quick growth came from, being able to see what people needed to
Mhm.
fill that need in a way that people can get results. And since then, I've been able to, obviously quit my job, be home with my babies, write books, have a podcast, coach, like really live my best life. And I teach women simple systems and online strategies in sales and marketing. So it's specifically all about social media.
I love that. And we have so much in common. You guys, we both have our doctorate degrees. We both
Mhm.
are kind of nerds when it comes to learning and becoming
Yes.
the best in whatever it is that we're doing, right? But we both had this sense of longing. We both wanted a
Mhm.
balance between our life outside of work and our sense of fulfillment. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
totally.
I think that we both got our start in network marketing. It's almost like you guys who have never started a business. I almost feel like network marketing can kind of be a business with training wheels in a sense that you get
Yep.
a chance to learn what it's like to be an entrepreneur with all of the support and resources that you need with a very low cost of entry and low risk. And so I think that one of the things that did for both of us, right, is allow us to spread our wings and grow and learn skills. And then we discovered that we have even more passion to help people on a whole new level, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of women and moms, they're up against the schedule and the juggling and all the things.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
what you work with them on is getting unstuck. But they're also coming into this not having a business background.
Right.
So suddenly they're exposed to, build a business and they're like, oh, I'm just past the fast start section and I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah.
So how do we take those that really want to learn this and teach them entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
Because most people don't go to school for it. So
Right.
how are you going to know how to do it? Mhm.
Absolutely. And then, one of the things too that I wanted to bring back our background to tie into what we're doing now is we both invested a lot of money in tuition. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, I think that the paradigm that we've grown up in is you go to college, you get a degree, you get a job, and you are content. I think a lot of times people fail to consider the fact that investing in coaching programs, investing in training is as effective or if not even more effective than just going into school and having tuition. So when we invest ourselves, when we become students of the industry, that's when we can really start to get some traction, don't you think? And I think a lot of
Oh, yeah.
times we start businesses just assuming that we're supposed to get off the bat, and it's like I didn't go to school that long to be an anesthesia provider. So with out having that recognition that I needed to do that much training. So why would I think that I could be a successful business owner without tuning into
Yeah.
training, right?
Yeah, like what if you okay, say you're a teacher or a stay-at-home mom and your husband gets home from work and you're like, "Hey honey, I'm going to become a nurse." Like you wouldn't just become a nurse. You would say, "I want to become a nurse." And he's going to go, "Great, let's talk about tuition. Let's talk about colleges." And so when we say we want to be entrepreneurs, like we have to realize like
Yes.
the cool thing is there are amazing coaches like you out there that can teach people how to do that. But when we struggle with the online world, we
Yeah.
have to acknowledge, and it's going to make you feel so good to go, "Oh, I'm not supposed to just know how to do this," right? Just like you wouldn't as a
Mhm.
nurse or what you do. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, right? All the
Yeah.
schooling. So yeah, it's the same thing. Mhm.
Yeah,
Totally.
so just knowing you guys that we have to be a student of the industry. So don't don't take the tuition or investment that you put towards training to be any less significant or important than what you would use in a university setting, because this is literally
Yes.
you investing in your future. Which brings
Yeah.
me to something that I recently invested in. So a year ago, I invested in one of your programs, the Ignited Life coaching program, and I think I graduate like next week, by the way.
Oh,
I know,
congratulations.
right? And so I think that, one of the things that I realized when I was in my business is that I knew already that I was finding success in my network marketing business, but I wanted to make a bigger impact in different ways, right? And I knew that I needed to invest in the skills that I didn't already have. And
Mhm.
I needed to surround myself with people who have been there and done it a few steps ahead of me, which is how I found you through a mutual friend of ours. And I got to just tell you that it allowed me to really scale my impact and scale what it is that I was trying to do. So I just want to thank you for that. And
Oh, thank you for
really,
being a superstar student. I mean, and I consider you a friend. That's one of the cool things about, being in community with others that like get it and are going in the same direction and like want big ththings. Like, you become a friend of mine, but you're one of those people you're like, okay, I need that. I need that. Okay, boom. And you implement like, and you've got a family, you have a very, full life with your career too. It's like, you've got so much and you just make the time for it. You're awesome.
well, thank you. And you're a good role model with that too, right? And that brings me to the next thing is that if you don't take the time and give yourself the permission to invest in the time that it takes to become successful, you're not going to make any efforts moving forward as well. So even though I already had a full plate, I knew that I needed to make it a priority to tune into the trainings that you were providing and get into the
Mhm.
action steps that you were suggesting. And that's how I was able to be successful with my launches. That's how I was able to grow. And I think that the support that you guys shared in the community with the coaching staff and the coaching calls and all the different things allowed me to keep moving forward, right?
That's awesome. That's really makes my heart really happy.
So we just got back from the beach, didn't we?
Yes, yes, we got to see each other and meet each other and be on the beach together. Like somebody pinched me. It was awesome.
It was so beautiful, you guys. We were in Destin, Florida, and I have never,
Mhm.
like, coming from a small town in, southern Minnesota on a farm, like, I never ever thought that I would, like, be in a neighborhood where I wasn't, like, lost in
Right.
in all those beautiful homes, like, freaking mansions lined up
Yeah.
along the beach, and here I was sleeping in one, right? And
Yes.
it was just like a pinch me moment, but really just allowing myself to step into the life that I know is waiting for me. And God has really been
Yeah.
showing me lately the lesson of receiving. It's like he's asked
Ooh.
me to open my hands because he's had all of these things waiting for me, but I haven't been
Mhm.
allowing myself to receive. And as soon as I
Mm.
gave myself the permission to say, "Okay, Lord, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive what it is that you're trying to give me." Like mind-blowing experiences have been happening left and right. And going and
Cool.
being around all of you guys was super, super important, because I found that being around other people, Kimberly, that also share the same vision for their lives, who also want to level up, who want to support each other in this sometimes lonely, life of being an entrepreneur,
Yeah,
was a game changer for me.
that's fabulous. And I always say it takes a village to raise an entrepreneur.
It does.
Like it can be lonely sometimes because
Yeah.
I suspect, often it can happen where we're alone and we don't have anyone to talk to. So we start doubting ourselves. Like, am I
Yeah.
good enough to do this? Is the right direction I should be going in? Like my husband's like, why are you on your phone? Like, there's all these things we're up against. And then to
Yeah.
be with others that are like going along, with you,
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, I totally have that happen as well. And then you start to realize, oh, you are not alone, right? There's people right next to you that are going through the same thing. Like, it's huge.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I have personally found, and I know that you've trained on this, is that when we go into network marketing specifically, we have to be okay with the fact that 85% of the people who join our teams are not going to do it because they necessarily want a bigger, better life. They really just
Mhm.
want to be a consumer of the products, love the products, maybe get a discount, maybe make a couple extra $100.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it can feel lonely when you are the person, the top, 2% of the world that actually wants to create something bigger. And sometimes you look around, and most of the people just don't share that same vision. And so when you can
Mhm.
go to a place like we did and at least feel less weird and not alone, right? There's other people weird like me who just see the bigger picture and see things that we can accomplish, and are ready to receive the abundance that God wants for us. Don't you think that surrounding ourselves with like-minded people who have the same goals is so important?
Yes, absolutely. And I see Heather's on here. We got to see Heather last week. Hey, hey. And yeah, it's really cool because, you've all of you watching and listening, you've heard we're the average of our 5 closest friends. And yes, part of that's, you and your husband, maybe there's another couple that you always hang out with. Yeah, it's part of that. But I think it's like who you are modeling after,
Mhm.
who you are maybe like you're seeing their social content every day. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird, but there's a lot of programming that goes in. Like, for you
Yes.
to be on the beach in a mansion, it tells your subconscious mind that there's abundance in this world
Yep.
and it's good to experience nice things because it allows us to attract more of that into our life, and then we can do good with it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm in a mansion and you're not. Like, it's not like that. It's not it's not or,
Yes.
either or, it's
Right.
and I get to experience this. And so really be mindful of that. Like, who are
Mhm.
you hanging around? Who are you
Yeah.
learning from? Totally.
And I think that sometimes too, being in person, it really brings out the gift of letting go of the comparison game. And this is
Mhm.
what I mean by that. I think that you probably see this a lot. And this was, a newer experience for me, where people were coming up to me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, Lachelle, like I love your stuff. Everything that you're posting is so inspiring." And honestly, like some of these people, I didn't even know who they were. And so I felt like, "Oh my gosh, like how do you know who I am?" And it was like this cool conversation that we were able to have, that they got to see that I was just a real person, like an
Yes.
awkward, like, nerdy, like normal person. And I think that when we got
Oh.
to hang around you, like, oh my gosh, Kimberly Olson, but you're a real person too. And I think that when we get allow ourselves to hang out with people in person, we get a chance to see them for who they are instead of seeing them for who we think they are based on what they see look like on social media, right?
Oh, that is gold right there. And Rebecca's on too. Hey, Rebecca. So, what's really cool about meeting people in real life that you
Mhm.
look up to,
Yeah.
you actually start to realize, oh, they are a normal person, which means I can do that too.
Yes, yes,
It
yes.
takes away that, like, we idle, which we don't want to idle. It
Mhm.
takes away this, like, I'm here and you're here, the
Yep.
separation. We're
Mhm.
not supposed to be separated. So
Right.
it removes all of that. And then it's like we're next to each other, which that gives me chills. Like, we're
I know,
next to
right?
each other,
Yeah.
right? Like, I
Yeah.
got you. Come on, let's do
Mhm.
this together.
Absolutely. It's
Mhm.
just like you said, we can lock arms and do it together, that
Yeah.
it even the playing field a little bit, because we get to connect on a whole new, deeper level by being in person together. So, okay, that
Yes.
brings me to, our big announcement, right? Why
Ah!
don't you tell everybody, why don't you tell
Okay.
everybody what we're up to together, and just, what you're doing, sister,
What I
that you're
have up my
allowing me to be
sleeve.
part of.
Yes. So we had 80 women from all around the world come together last week, and we had done it the year before, and we had a much smaller group because it was for our high level coaching program for those that want to become coaches. And God, this is how it goes. I was praying, and God's like, "Oh, hey, that's great, but I want you to do something bigger. I want it to be more accessible for people." I'm like, "What do you mean?" So I prayed and prayed and prayed. And what came to me is that I needed to put on a women led with, the top experts in our industry coming together for 2 days, and allow people to come to this event experience that are not in our coaching programs. So those that maybe haven't invested themselves yet, maybe you've never attended in person before. Also, people recognizing that with the world going on, that people have become more isolated, maybe not as social with others. And so what we decided to do is our first conference. It's called Like a Gold Digger. And it's all about you literally putting the pause button, hitting the pause button on your life. So you can spend 2 days immersed learning from 40 of the top experts in our industry, from sales and marketing and mindset, making money online, 2 full days where you can work on your business and on yourself. And I didn't want it to just be a conference, because I'm sure, put me in the comments if you've ever attended a conference before. And this is different than convention. Convention is like rah, rah, you're so excited about your company and the products. Like, it's fun. It's like a pep rally. This is totally different. And if you've been to an in-person conference of some sort, put yes in the comments. What I decided to do is, because of my background in social media, is everyone who purchase a ticket, and just put conference in the comments and we'll get your affiliate link, Lachelle, is everyone who comes, they'll have 12 weeks with me beforehand, where I'll be teaching you everything from pretty much everything that you need to do to build a business on social media, personal branding, your avatar, where we're nurturing your leads, like start to finish. And you'll have 12 weeks with me virtually before. And then in September, you're going to come with me in person for 2 days. And at the end of it, you'll be eligible to complete a social media marketing expert certification. The only way you can complete it is the 12 weeks before and the 2 full days in person. So you have like a legit reason to come, right? Not just, oh, I'm, honey, you got to watch the kids, I'm out, right? He's like, what are you doing? But no, you're actually going to receive a certification that you can use, online. Just that confidence obviously is more important than anything, right? It's
That's a
huge.
game changer. I mean, sorry, Kimberly. So Kimberly, that I have a program that I help take people through a year's worth of social media content in a weekend, right?
Yes.
This is the thing though, guys, is that we can give out strategy all day long, but what I'm passionate about, why I created that, is to get you into action. And why I care about it is I want to know why you're not showing up in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that confidence plays a giant role in the people that I work with, is that they just don't feel equipped or confident enough to put themselves out there. And so I want you to listen to this real quickly, because if you are finding yourself as someone who struggles to be consistent on social media, you struggle to be vulnerable, you struggle to talk about your business in a confident way, this is going to be a game changer, because not only are you going to get all of this training from Kimberly and all the people that are at the conference, you're going to come out with a certification, which should give you another seal of approval in yourself and in your confidence to say, I got this. I know what I'm doing. And if somebody doesn't like it, like, it's okay. I think it's just this whole like confidence hat that you're going to give people with the certification.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing with this, guys, it isn't something where you can just like watch some trainings. Like, we're actually verifying that your personal brand, like people know what you do when they come to your profile, like all of that. So it really will be one of those where you're like, wow, like my social's on point. I feel confident in the way I'm showing up. Because that's the thing. If you're confident, you will show up, like you said. And I believe you're going to be there speaking.
I am, you guys. I cannot wait. Like, this is going to be such a great experience. I've had the privilege of speaking on national stages for 13 years, but now I'm in a space, you guys, where I'm talking about things that I am on fire passionate about, and this is one of them. So it's like I am pivoting, and it's not just anesthesia anymore. It is starting to really align with where I feel God is leading me, and Kimberly is allowing me to step into that space in order to serve all of you guys. So I would love for you to come join us. And Kimberly, I don't know if you know this or not, but like, Nashville is my favorite place in the whole wide world.
I didn't know that. Have you been to the Gaylord?
I have. Like, I go
It's
to Nashville a couple times
unbelievable.
a week or
What?
a couple times a year.
I
Yeah,
was like, I didn't know that.
I have friends. In fact, I'm going there in a week. So I will yeah,
Oh, wow.
so I
Okay,
love it. And
very
so you
cool.
guys, if you've never been to Nashville and you wanna join us, just mention like, "Hey, trip tips" in the
Yeah.
comments, and I will, like, give you my absolute favorite places to go while you're there because come a couple days early and or stay a couple days late and take in the city. But know that Kimberly, like you guys, personally, I know that this trying to plan a conference in Nashville is an investment, like
Mhm.
for the person who's putting it on. Like I know that it is probably not the
It's
cheapest
like
in
a
the world.
multiple six-figure
Yes,
investment.
it
I was
is
like,
like
"Oh, okay,
it
God.
is a big
God's not
big
messing
deal.
around, Lachelle."
Yeah, it is a big freaking deal that she chose Nashville. So that just tells me because I've been part of conversations with people who plan conferences and they're like, Nashville's out of the picture. And so the fact that you chose that just shows that this is how much you believe in what you're
Yeah,
doing and that you wanted to bring people to a place that is going to help them level up and it's going to be a place that's a destination for them to want to be. And I'm so excited for so many reasons, but mostly just a chance to see you again and to be able to serve people in a
yeah.
way that gets them into forward action with confidence and clarity. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm pumped, Lachelle, and I can't wait to see you there. And the trip tips, I might have to have you drop that in the conference group,
you got,
so
oh my God, I
people
got you
can
covered,
take
sister.
advantage.
Anything else
Awesome.
that, Kimberly, that you want
No, no,
to
this
make
is
sure that we mention?
fantastic.
Okay.
This is great. And I can't wait to personally meet, each and every one of you that comes to it. And in having you co-create with me like this, Lachelle, it's going to be
Mhm.
great.
Absolutely. So you guys remember that if you want to show up in your business and you want to become the best version of yourself, you want to be better, do better, and have better, you have to take the time to invest in yourself, meaning time and money, become a student of the industry, pay your tuition, and allow yourself to grow and learn so that you can level up and show yourself what you're made of because you do have what it takes. You just have to tune in and be coachable. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Kimberly, thanks so much for being here.
Thank
You
you.
guys, thanks so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye.